Hey everyone, it's Christine. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this series on trusting yourself and strengthening your intuition and psychic abilities. This is an ongoing series and this is the second video following the video that I posted last week, or the first one, on trust as a key to strengthening and developing your intuition and your psychic abilities. So I want to continue this series because I think it's really important, more so now than ever, to really start learning to trust yourself. Not only that, because it goes both ways, right? Your intuition and your psychic abilities, they come from within, and your connection to something larger, God, source, spirit, the universe, whatever you call it. It also gives you your own internal guidance. It's like your own compass. And so this also reinforces that trust and that trusting mechanism in the process within you. So today, and I want to keep this kind of short, I want to focus on awareness. So this next step in developing and strengthening your intuition and your psychic abilities, especially if those are ones that have already come into fruition, any of the clairs, is awareness. And this is key. This allows us to serve, or rather to create a baseline from which we can grow. So when I say awareness, I mean simply taking notice with curiosity of times that you look outside of yourself, whether you want a type of validation, or you want an opinion or a question, or you need someone to help you do something. This isn't asking for help, but this is someone that can help you complete a certain activity or task. And I'm trying to differentiate it from when you really need help, like on an assignment. Maybe asking someone to accompany you everywhere, or having someone always be there, kind of like a filler or presence, whether that's verbally in communication or in physical form. Now, note how often you look outside of yourself and asking others questions, or asking them for their opinions or anything regarding that. And this is a really interesting exercise, because a lot of times we go through our day going through motions and not really recognizing our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, and that cognitive link, right? And sometimes this can happen almost in a repetitive fashion. Perhaps it's something that many of us take for granted, or it's something we're not very aware of, whether it's subconsciously or with intentionality, but this is going to alert you. And you can also ask those closest around you, maybe your partner, your children, people you work with, family members, to also note anytime you ask questions. And you don't have to write it down, but this is important so that we can understand for ourselves, okay, this is where I'm starting from. How much have I been trusting myself? Do I look within first? Do I automatically trust what I hear, what I feel, what I sense? Excuse me, with my sixth senses, or with any other extra sensory perception that I may have. And so be careful not to BS this or downplay anything. Radical honesty is important here. Really assess things through a non-judgmental lens. It's not about being better or being someone that never asks for help, or never asks questions, or never asks people, does this look better, or this, or any type of decision-making mode. It's really about getting clear of where you're at in this journey, because you're going to see growth as you continue developing your intuition and strengthening your psychic abilities. So this baseline is going to serve just as that. It'll allow us to see the first steps, get a clear picture of what's going on, where you're at in your journey, and also help you realize how much do you ask outside of yourself? How much do you look outside of yourself for validation, for answers, for questions, for guidance, for advice, whatever it is. So your homework for this week: become aware of your own thoughts, of your own intuitive inklings, I'll say, of your own behaviors, and write them down. Or you can create a check mark, and at the end of the week, you'll have more or less a pretty good idea of how many times you look outside of yourself. And again, you can differentiate it if you want in terms of like work, life, certain topics, and that can give you an idea of things maybe that you look more to other people for answers than to yourself. And I want to say that Even though I'm doing this series weekly, there is no timeline attached. For some, it could take longer because we all are on different timelines and patience is required. So I do recommend that if you need more time to track some of your thoughts and your behaviors and the things that you do in terms of looking outside of yourself, asking people questions or advice or anything like that, give yourself that time. Sometimes maybe you need a data point of a month of your own awareness tidbits in order to get a better picture. I'm just posting these so that there is some continuity here and you can practice this. So let me know in the comment down below what you think. Maybe this is something you are immediately conscious of and aware and you're intentionally working toward it. I know I'll speak on my end. I was someone who always looked outside of myself. A few years ago, I was always someone that asked people for opinions, for questions about how something should go, whether I should apply to this, whether I should do that. If I had to return something, I asked someone to accompany me. So I looked outside of myself a lot for answers, for everything. And it was at a moment in my life when I didn't have anyone to ask. I realized I had to look within myself. And it was a little bit disconcerting. It was a little bit weird because I realized my connection to myself and the level of trust was not that high. And so I became immediately aware, wow, it's me. I have to answer my own questions and not ask to others or even accept others, because some others will push their own viewpoints on you or will give you unsolicited advice, guidance, tips, whatever it is. So eventually, I was able to work on this on my own. I simply just started becoming more aware, almost like a balloon. When you see a balloon and it floats off, I allowed those types of things that I did, those behaviors, those thoughts, the questions I asked, to really alert me to, I don't really need to ask anyone, what color shirt I need to wear, or whether I should go to the market today or tomorrow, or is traveling to this place a good idea? I have all the answers. And so this is the basic gist of this. So I'm going to leave you here. I would love to hear how you're doing. Comment down below anytime. Feel free. I'm wishing you a lot of awareness this week, and I will see you soon. Take care.